Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Local regional government representative on the Wellington Regional Council, Penny Gaylor. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning on a gorgeous sunny day.
It is a gorgeous sunny day. Oh, look, I won't talk about that performance venue thing, but it is becoming an issue, isn't it? In that at one stage Wellington was the entertainment capital of the country. That is no longer the case. Many of the big shows are passing us by, but perhaps that's a conversation for another time. I understand you've gone back to college.
Oh, I've just popped into the Otaki College this morning. I'm about to meet their environmental sort of student council reps to have a bit of a chat with them about a wee scholarship I'm putting to them, and something that I'm also doing for the Paraparaumu College, which I'll be meeting with their students next week, and with the Kapiti College students, which I met with them before Christmas. And the idea is that, young ones who are very passionate about environmental issues and focused on climate change and what is it that they can do and what is it that they can learn about and share with other people. They have an abundance of fabulous ideas, but of course they have no dosh to kind of do some of these things. So I thought I would give a grant to each of those three student committees to kind of support them to, get involved in some of the stuff and show that leadership that I know that they want to. They're just, perhaps great ideas, but just held back a bit by just no ability to kind of deliver on them. So there is no criteria beyond, some stuff around climate change. They will know what they want to do and who amongst them is going to, drive that, and really just setting them off on their kind of way to do it. So,
excellent.
Yeah, some fun stuff.
And you never know, their way could include becoming a Kapiti Coast District Councillor, couldn't it? Anything's possible these days. Now, when you say you, is this you, Penny Gaylor, personally, or the Regional Council?
No, me. But it's just,
good on you.
Things that I'm passionate about too, and as regional councillor, it's like, well, I get to go and do the kind of my role in different ways around other parts of the community, and reflecting on the first 3 years I had at the regional council table, I thought, this is a great way for the stuff I'm passionate about to kind of get connected with the young people in our Kapiti Coast community to support them about, in the ways that they're passionate about environmental matters as well.
And it's really important that young people are part of the process, isn't it? We can see in the States right now this conundrum where it's become pretty obvious who the contenders for the presidential nomination will be. And neither of those are the one that is overwhelmingly supported by the young people, who certainly support him in terms of polling, in terms of passion, but not in terms of voting. They seem to be almost disengaged at the most important part of the process. They've got to be engaged because it is their planet.
Yes, absolutely, and that's why, I celebrate, as do a lot of people, the likes of our own Sophie Hanford coming through in the local government elections last October. And, we relate to organisations and we relate to governments and councils and stuff if we see them reflecting us. And so, good on her and good on the community for electing Sophie. I actually met with her on Saturday stuff. And, she's very enthusiastic, knows what she's doing, and comes with great community support. And I don't just mean that in terms of a vote, but I mean that in terms of actually people are also aware of when it's being elected,
Are you moving around, Penny? We're sort of losing your signal a wee bit. Oh, dear.
Are you okay if I'll keep talking?
You're coming in and out at the moment. Yes, the point you make about Sophie Hanford is a very good one, and I talked to quite at meetings. And, of course, Sophie stood in Paikakariki, and a number of older people who said to me, I wish I could vote for that young Sophie. So I think her following was not just that she is a young person, but because she said something that resonated with the community, many members of the community.
Yes, and I think that's I don't know, what are we up to calling them, Generation what?
Oh, I've got no idea. It confuses me, that.
Sort of, we've gone into the Greek alphabet or something, I suppose. But
gosh, I don't know.
that, like I say, when we're looking to say, who do we vote for, we look for people who we can relate to, or that we think, gosh, they're my kind of people, or they're saying the stuff I'm thinking, they're saying the stuff I'm saying, but no one's listening.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. So, I do think that it's a great... Also, she shows that young people can be elected. And that is the thing, because you might have lots of young or younger ones wanting to stand, but then they don't get elected. So that you start to get that shifting when you get one coming through, and then next time we might get another one as well coming through. This is good.
It's great. Fantastic to see. The other thing is they've got to be listened to when they stump up and they go to meetings and they make presentations and submissions and all that sort of thing. Yes. And I believe that you've got some meetings set down for the Kapiti area for people within the Regional Council. So what's going on here?
Yes, so I'd really like to remind people of that's coming up. So our new council, we've got a bit of a new approach that we want to have from time to time, our meetings going into different parts of our region. So, for example, next week, all of us councillors are doing a train trip and busing around the Wairarapa, a bit of a field trip across a couple of days, so we can really get to know the hood out there. And the issues are huge, very complex, sort of agricultural, horticultural, viticulture, the water issues out there, the erosion issues out there. We'll see it for ourselves. I mean, gosh, don't we all love reading reports? I personally love going and seeing things for myself, like when I was doing my snorkeling a couple of weeks ago. I just manage to slip that back in? So then following on from that, on the 26th of March, the Environment Committee that I chair will be meeting in the Kapiti Coast at Ramaroa, which is the Regional Council's Information Centre at Queen Elizabeth Park. That will be Thursday, the 26th of March at 9:30, and would love to see the community come and listen to our discussions, find out for yourselves the kind of topics we're covering. I've already kind of shoulder tapped some people who I know have got particular environmental issues and said, hey, we're going to be in the neighbourhood. Here is a great chance for it to be as easy as possible for you to come in and share your things. That relates to what we're talking on the agenda around potentials for changes in our parks in terms of what we do there. Yep. So this is a chance for us to come out of the community and us to be a bit closer to the community than some little street down in the Wellington CBD.
Indeed. So that was 9:30 at Ramaroa. What was the date again?
26th of March.
26th.
A Thursday.
A Thursday. All right. Well, we look forward to that one. Have you also built in a bit of a tiki tour for the councillors as well?
Well, we'll just see how we go for time, actually, because, as I say, I've been shoulder tapping a few people. I'm actually having discussions with staff today and Monday, setting the full agenda for the meeting. At the rate I'm going...
I see. Yes.
Ooh. They might be going, oh my goodness, that woman unleashed.
It can be quite an engaged community, this one.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot to talk about.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Now,
and we want the time to talk about it, don't we?
There was some talking on Sunday as well in Otaki, in the Climate Change Summit. How did you think that went?
It was good to see a turnout. I think I recognised a lot of people in the audience that for the last decade that I've been around Kapiti Coast local government politics, that people who come to these things, it was good. But, they tend to be all in pockets. So here they were at one thing altogether. It was interesting. There were some people who had different views, did a little bit of heckling from the floor. Just a good reminder that actually, no, we don't all have the same view. And, that was good. We had Jim Bolger wrangling that point of that part of the summit, and as fierce as ever.
Yeah, he's in great form.
Hecklers. I was 2 rows sitting behind the people, and I felt a bit sorted out too.
I've actually been to a number of occasions where he's spoken recently, and I reckon he's in better form now than when he was running the show, frankly. I think he's thoroughly enjoying himself.
The freedom to kind of go,
that's right.
I'm going to tell you to stop that.
That's dead right. And I've seen him sort of bring business leaders to heel in a very fascinating way. So great to see Jim Bolger still active and still actually even more part of the community recently. That's excellent to see. Penny, did you... Sorry, no, I was going to ask if you attended both the morning and the afternoon sessions, because I hear the morning was better attended and supported than the afternoon.
No, I had personal commitments in the afternoon,
right, okay.
So I peeled off myself, but yes, I was there for the morning session.
Excellent, and we had a statement from your brand new Climate Change Committee Chairman on the beach this morning, welcoming this as an initiative that he hopes that is replicated around the region. I imagine that the Chair of the Environmental Committee would go along with that.
Absolutely, and I had some comments tagged into the end of his media release as well along those lines exactly. We can all do things individually. We might get somewhere, but the power of it is when we all do things together.
And is it important that regional, local and central government move on this, that there is real coordination?
Yeah.
So that's a very simple answer. Thank you for that, because I think that really is the secret, that we've all got to get on board and really work through what is something that, frankly, none of us can pretend is not happening. There is things happening in our world, and no matter what you do, no matter how rich or poor you are, you will be affected. So it involves us all, and we should therefore get involved.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for talking about all that.
It's been lovely. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
I better go and see these students.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for sparing us the time from the students. Lovely to talk to you. There we are, Penny Gaylor, the Kapiti representative on the Greater Wellington Regional Council.
106.3 Beach FM.